Hello, my name's Rob from Discover Dartmoor, and in this very short video I'm going to give you an overview of what to wear and not to wear on one of our guided tours, navigation courses, something bespoke to keep you warm, safe and dry during our activities together. We're going to touch on what not to wear as much as what to wear. So let's get into it. Let's start with what not to wear. Cotton is a prime example where the material itself will hold moisture. As you sweat during the day, that sweat will get sucked into the cotton, which stays wet for a long time. It also pulls heat from your body, making you cold. So actually there's better products on the market than wearing cotton. And they're going to be wool, polyester, anything synthetic that's specifically designed for the activities that we will be doing hiking for the day on the moors. So just have a look at that before you get started layering up, as we're going to discuss in a moment. Another, maybe a bit more obvious material not to wear is denim. Please don't turn up wearing denim jeans, denim jackets, shirts, or anything like that. Much like cotton, denim is very heavy at the best of times, let alone when it gets wet and it just doesn't dry. So no jeans, no denim jackets. We're here to go onto the moor, so we need to dress safely for that environment. Let's talk a little bit about the layering system. Okay, now you may have all heard about the layering system. Now, in the ideal world, what you have is a base layer, a mid layer, and then your top layer. Let's start with the base layer. So I've just mentioned the base layer needs to be something that can pull any moisture away from your body and wick it away, and therefore cotton's not best. So something like this one's actually from Helly Hansen. It's part wool, part polyester, and it really keeps me dry and warm. So ideally you want to have something like this in the colder months, underneath touching your skin. So you have your skin, then you have your base layer. And I've got both tops and trousers in this for when it's very cold. And it's really good for keeping you warm, keeping you dry, and a really good starting point. So that's your base layer when it's cold. If when it's warm, you might want to just go to a t-shirt, and that's absolutely fine. But again, make sure that t-shirt is suitable and is going to soak that moisture away from your body and keep you dry. Most websites will describe t-shirts suitable for that as technical t-shirts, so something with a better material than cotton. So that's going to be your base layer, and that's how you're going to start. Mid layers. Okay, mid layers, again, we're talking about more of the colder months to start with. It's going to be something like I'm wearing now. A nice, warm, jumpery type fleecy jacket, jumper. Something like this is perfect as well. It's got a hood. I love a hood because when that wind does come in, you can quickly put it over your head. And something that's really light. Again, it's not made from cotton, so again, any moisture is going to be taken away from my skin and to keep me dry. So we've got your base layer to start with, and then you've got your mid layer. Again, in the summer, you can have your t-shirt, and then you can have your mid layer on top, so as the day warms up, it's nice and easy to remove. Let's now talk about top layers. Okay, so after your base layer and your mid layer, you then want something a bit more suitable for the elements, something that's going to protect you from the wind, something that's protecting you from a little bit of shower maybe, and to keep that warmth in. Now I'm a massive fan of a gillet. I really love gillets. I've got a few of them. The reason I like a gillet is because firstly it folds down really small, so even when you're not needing it during the sort of mid warmest day sun, you can fold it down really small into your bag. But then when you do put it on, it warms up your core, and that's the important thing, is to keep your core warm. So we're going to warm up your core nicely with a gillet. If the gillet's not suitable, then my next go-to jacket is this one. It's actually from Rab, and it's more of a soft shell. It's got a lovely fleece warmer liner, and it's water repellent on the outside. So this is perfect for something like the spring, autumn, those summer days where we're just going to get a little bit of showers. Again, this particular one folds down really small, which is something you want to be considering if you're going to really get into this hobby and start purchasing your equipment. So your top layer in this sense is, or your outfit now is looking like your base layer, which is your Under Armour sort of material. Your mid layer, something like this, something like a thin little jumper, and then something like a gillet or a windproof stroke water resistant jacket. But there is one more thing we can add to all of this. Okay, the waterproof jacket, really important, not just for when it's raining, but also when it's cold and windy as well, because it really does add that extra protection. And this is going back to that whole layering system of having different layers that you can add and remove in different temperatures. This one's Gore-Tex, probably one of the most popular ones, but there's different products and manufacturers on the market. They always have a hood, which is really, really important as well, and obviously loads and loads of pockets. So having a waterproof, even in summer, is going to be important, and you should bring a waterproof jacket with you. Let's now move on to our bottom half. Okay, so we've mainly been talking about our top half. Bottom half is a little bit easier. You've got your underlayer thermal trousers on when it's particularly cold, and then above or on top of that you then got your walking trousers. Again, not denim and not cotton. Any suitable walking trousers are fine. You don't need to spend a lot of money. One of the questions I get asked a lot is, can I wear shorts? And the answer is yes. However, personally, I like to wear trousers pretty much all year round for a few reasons. It protects me from the sun in the summer. When I start a walk, normally it's cold, and then by the time I finish, it's cold. So again, I'm not having to change too much during the day. But also it protects me from things like insect bites, ticks in the summer, and as we're walking through the moorland, sometimes we're walking through gorse bushes and long grass and ferns and heather. So by being able to protect my legs, keeps them a little bit more comfortable as well. So that's then going to be my normal walking trousers, and then of course I've got my waterproof trousers on the top if I need to. So unless the weather is particularly good, you should be bringing your waterproof trousers as well as your waterproof jacket. If you want to wear gaiters, that's absolutely fine. Again, it's not something I've ever really done, but you're more than welcome to wear gaiters. It will protect your lower half of your leg, certainly in the winter if you want to. Hat and gloves. In the winter, a hat's really important to keep you warm. You've probably all heard of that thing about so much body heat being lost through your head. I think it's like 80 or 90%. So having a woolly hat in the winter is really important. And in the summer, equally as important, just to keep that sun off the top of your head. So a hat is really, really important. Gloves, equally. You don't want to get cold hands. It will start making your call cold from the start of it. So having a couple pairs of decent gloves. Again, unless it's going to be 25 degrees, I would always be packing gloves and spare hat and gloves in my bag with me. So hat and gloves, depending on the weather, also important. Just while I think of it, sun cream in the summer, make sure you bring some of that along, and maybe some lip salve or anything like that to protect your lips in the summer and winter months. So hat and gloves. Boots. Okay. Footwear is probably one of the most important things you need to consider, and if your budget is a little bit limited, I would put any spare money you have into buying good quality footwear. When looked after, they will last you years, and ultimately they are the only things that's really touching the ground and going to make your life miserable if they're not comfortable and not keeping you warm and dry. These are my go-to ones. I also have leather ones, I have winter ones, I have summer ones. I have various different types of shoe and boot depending on my terrain. However, as a go-to, I would recommend that they have ankle support, and they're waterproof, and they have good tread. So as long as they are those three things, then you're going to be okay. For the beginner courses, bronze courses, on the navigation side of things, we do mostly stay on tracks, and therefore walking shoes without the ankle support may be suitable, but personally I would always have that extra ankle support. With regards to socks, again, not cotton. Socks, your feet are the first thing that's going to start sweating, and therefore if you're wearing cotton socks, it's going to just make the whole of your foot sweat, and that will start causing you blisters and problems, which we really don't want. These are wool, these are from Bridgedale, and I've been wearing these for the last 30 odd years. Not obviously this single pair, but wool socks, brilliant, invest in them. So like I say, if you're going to invest in anything, your footwear, decent socks and decent boots is probably my top tip. Okay, let's look at the bag. This is my go-to bag. This is a 34 litre. Anything around 30 to 40 litres is going to be perfect for a day's hike out on one of our courses or guided tours. If you can get one with hip straps, even better. It will take the weight of the bag onto your off your shoulders and onto your hips, which is perfect. And you want it to be waterproof, either by putting a waterproof bag over the top or having bag inners. Inside your bag, you want to be carrying the following things: liquids, water, tea or coffee, whatever you want to drink during the day. Ideally at least a litre of it, maybe even more in the summer months. You want to have your food with you, so something that we can just eat either on the go or when we just stop for 20 or 30 minutes. That doesn't require cooking, that doesn't require heating up. Snacks, whatever you enjoy, whether it's fruit, chocolate, crisp, I don't mind what you bring as long as you're enjoying it and you're eating it. Some of these courses can be quite energy grabbing, and therefore the more energy and food you can take in, the better. If you can, spare hat and gloves, your waterproof trousers, unless the weather is clear, it's not going to rain, but certainly your waterproof trousers and your waterproof jackets. A personal first aid kit. As a leader, I'll be bringing a first aid kit with me, but if you require your own specific medicines, inhalers, tablets, then bring that equipment with you. And that's basically it. As a leader, again, I'll be providing maps, compasses, and all that sort of good stuff, and you don't need to worry about that unless you have yours and want to bring it along with you. But just stuff to make you feel comfortable, to keep you dry and warm. Okay, so that's about it really. It's not too complicated. Quick overcap, layering system, base layer, mid layer, then your top layer, waterproof jacket, waterproof trousers, decent socks, decent boots, hat, gloves, drink, food, personal first aid kit. Okay, if you do have any questions leading up to any course or tour or anything else that we are doing together, drop me an email and I'll answer that. But hopefully this video has been pretty helpful, and I look forward to seeing you out onto the moors. See you soon. Cheers, bye.